Tonight, we are outside of Lowe's.
Oh yeah.
And we're having a party.
A painting party!
Yes, finally. We've got all the ceilings textured, everything cleaned up, and it's finally ready to be painted.
This is the best day of my life.
About time. So, now we're gonna head into Lowe's and get a few supplies.
Buckets, 3 rollers, 6 brushes. Next we got some caulk, tape to protect the baseboards, paint trays, and lastly extender sticks for the main living room because it's so freaking tall. Okay, I'm struggling because I'm in between these 2 whites and they look, I don't know if you can tell, they look almost identical, but I think I like this one, but Bronson thinks it's too yellow, but I kind of want it to be more warm. And then this is pure white, but the baseboards are gonna be white. So that's why I think we're gonna go with white gallery. Okay, I changed my mind. Iconic white is the winner.
Whew! You don't realize how expensive this stuff is. Just getting like all the little necessities that you need.
Yeah.
Freaking almost $100 and we haven't even got the paint yet. Okay, so Lowe's didn't have exactly what we needed, so I had to make a quick stop to
Good old Home Depot.
Yeah, good old Home Depot. So we had to get different paint than what we were originally getting, but we got this big old Behr 5-gallon nano white. Then we got Floetrol that we put in the paint that makes it non-streaky. One of these things for mixing, and then this whole thing for the baseboards. So 2 different types of whites. One's a little shinier than the other for the baseboards, and then one will be for the sheetrock. Nice little haul. Got the goods.
I can't believe this is night and day.
Alright, so this is how all the rooms started off. They're like this brownish, weird, kind of dingy, but so the difference is pretty crazy already. It's pretty awesome to see just how bright and nice it all looks. We're basically done with that room already, and that is how you paint a room in 20 minutes. Now we still have baseboards, and we still have to paint the doors, but we painted the whole room, ceilings and everything in basically 20 minutes. Key to doing it is gather a squad, have 2 people cutting in, 3 people rolling, boom. And then if you have a 6th person like we do, you have the 6th person prepping the next room. So now by the time we finish this one, now we can go right into the next room, and we got it ready to go. So that's how you do it. Buy some beers, buy some Trulies, get your friends over, have a little painting party. And that's how you get it done in 20 minutes. The whole house is now painted, except the living room is still in the process of being done, and that was was and continues to be so much work that we decided to make that its own video on how to do that and kind of teach you guys from our mistakes and what we've learned. So, not going to show you the living room yet because that'll be a whole video on its own. But I'm going to walk you through the budget of how much it costs to do, oh, wrong side. I'm going to walk you through the budget and how much it costs to paint this house. We're not completely done with it, obviously. Like I said, we still have to finish up the living room, and there's still doors that we need to paint, and there's some trim that we need to finish up. But for the most part, the house is completely painted, all the walls, all the ceilings, looks really good. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up the doors and some of those little things just on weekends when we have time, but we have all the paint for it. We actually have a ton of extra paint. So now I'm gonna walk you through the budget of how much it costs to paint the entire house. So to do the walls and the ceilings, we decided just to do the same paint rather than getting a ceiling paint for the whole house. It makes it easier and cheaper. So we got the Behr Premium Plus paint and primer in one. We got it in the eggshell and we got it in nano white. We actually ended up needing 5 gallons of these and then 2 additional 1 gallons. So it came out to be quite a bit. So this ended up costing $555 to do all that. So we ended up using 22 gallons of it. So it was pretty pricey, but I guess it was 2 coats for the ceiling and the walls. Some walls actually needed 3 coats, so it makes sense that we needed so much. For the doors, trims, and the paneling in the living room, we went with the cabinet and trim enamel. This is also by Behr, and we just got the white base. We needed 6 gallons of this, and they cost $39.98 each. For the bookshelves, we got 2 1 gallons of this. We figured that's how much we needed. Turns out we only needed about 1/4 of 1 gallon, but I got them mixed in a certain color, so now I can't return it. They cost $34.98 each. It's satin and it's made for trim and doors, so we figured that'd be the right paint for those bookshelves. So for the living room, we had to paint the beams, so we wanted to paint them black. We painted them the limousine black, the paint and primer in one, and it's just an interior flat deep base. And that cost $24.98, just needed 1 of them. Then for the ceiling in there, we actually did decide to go with the ceiling paint. So we got the interior ceiling flat. This cost $23.98 and we got 2 of them. Total on the paint, spent over $950 just on the paint alone. And then when it comes to supplies and all that, I ended up spending over $1,500. I'm not sure how, but we got all of this basically times like 5 because it gets messy, it gets dirty, and you end up replacing it. So we probably went through 20 paint brushes because we use so many different paints and we painted for so many different days. After a few days of using them, they kind of just get hard and you need new ones. We went through tons of different rollers. We got these foam rollers. We got the normal rollers. We had to get multiple different sanders, liquid sanders. There's so much stuff that went into painting this. And you really don't understand how expensive just the supplies are. I can't even imagine paying a crew to do this. It would have been so ridiculous to do that. So definitely happy we decided to paint it ourselves. But total cost about $1,500 to do it. Probably could have been a little cheaper if we would have been better with our supplies and a little more diligent in the cleaning process of the supplies. So we may have wasted some supplies in the process, but $1,500, got the entire house painted. I'd say it's worth it. So if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time when we finish up the living room.